Hi everybody and welcome back to some more MotoGP 18 here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here and this is part number 3 of my walkthrough, and we're going to jump straight back into the Red Bull Rookies Championship. Now we're doing really well at the moment, but I am finding this game quite a challenge. So we're going to jump straight to the next race in Austria around the Red Bull Ring and see if we can get some more points to the board. So here we go. Right, here we go with another attempt to try and put a clean lap in, and we really need to put one in soon because we're running out of time. There's only 20 minutes to go and the time that we've got to compete against is a 1:39.8, which is pretty decent. Now the only thing that I'm really struggling on this game is the braking. Now when you brake into the slow corners, I tell you what, you get a lot more movement at the back of the bike if you don't balance those brakes right. And as you can see, slowing it down into here can be a real challenge. Oh, that was a little bit better than before, but I'm not able to go through the corners at the pace that I'm used to on previous MotoGP games. Now I'm turning all the assists off for this, guys, because I want to get better with no assists, because there is times that I'm probably may have to use them when we get onto the faster bikes. Maybe might have to use them in different conditions as well, but let's see if we can get a little bit better at the second. Nope, still half a second behind. We really are struggling here. It's the second to last corner that I think I'm really struggling on. I keep on crashing out. I get too much of the curb and it just chucks me off. So see if we can do better this time. Come on, what's the time at the next split time? See if we've improved, and oh my dear lord, 0.9, almost a second behind the fastest time. Right, this is the corner I keep struggling on. That was a little bit better. Last corner, let's try and take a nice decent run through there. Oh, that was pretty decent. Let's see if we can just get a time on the board. I'm not expecting to be anywhere near that time. And what the hell? We just made up a second on the last sector and we've got pole position. Oh, whoops. Always when you pull the brakes you fall off. Anyway, let's see if that stays. Oh please, I want to get pole position. Right, so we got to the end of the qualifying session and I dropped down to second, but I tell you what guys, I'm going to take it. I was struggling in that qualifying. It's going to be a tough race, so let's get straight into it. So here we go.
Hello and welcome to the Red Bull Ring circuit. Just a few minutes to go and the Austrian Grand Prix will finally begin. As you can tell from the footage we're broadcasting from the track, we're looking forward to great weather for the race. It was a long weekend for the riders, but finally the showdown is here. The riders have just completed the sighting lap and are lined up on the Red Bull Ring straight. Very little time is left until the start of another Austrian Grand Prix.
Right, so here we go with the Austria GP around the Red Bull Ring. Let's see if we can get an awesome start. We've turned all the assists off, so we're probably going to wheel spin a little bit off the mark. And it's all go. That wasn't too bad. It's in dry conditions, so we got a decent enough grip to get into the lead. But are we going to be able to master this first corner, which can be very challenging? And we've turned it a little bit wide there. And contact onto the curb. The back end of the bike kicked up, but luckily I stayed on. Oh, that was a real close one. Right, let's gain some slipstream up the hill, along this straight into that next slow corner. We don't want to lose ground on these two, so let's see if we can go up the inside, be good on the brakes like Valentino. Oh, into the turn, and hold it smooth. Oh, dear Lord, I thought I was going to lose the back end. I felt it really go in there, but just managed to hold on to it, and we're back into the lead. But how long for? Right, let's see if we can master this next corner. Again, another corner I was struggling on in the qualifying session. Slow it down. Can you see that back end moving side to side? And we've just overshot the corner a little bit. Managed to turn it back in, but two came in the inside. But I managed just to hold on to second place, but we have lost our first place. But there's still plenty of time to get back if we can just stick with the leader. Just hold it nice and smooth. And again, we've just overshot it. And we've gone wide onto the curb again. Oh, we should have made more adjustments. The suspension just doesn't feel right. I don't know whether all the adjustments I did make didn't save at the start of the race. I didn't check. That's my own fault. But it's not feeling like it did in the qualifying session. It's feeling even worse. Right, let's just see if we can just maintain a decent pace here into that turn. A little bit of contact into the turn. We're going down the outside of him here. Can we get turned in? Oh, that worked nicely, and we're back into the lead, but we went straight onto the curb there, but we managed to hold it, and we're going to go into the second lap in the lead. Now, that wasn't a bad first lap. We did make a few mistakes. Hopefully we can correct them in this second lap. Right, slow it down. Let's get nicely turned in, and again we've gone onto the curb and it's kicked up slightly, but we've just managed to get away with it. But we're going to drop a little bit of pace and we're going to get slipstreamed here. Can we get into this next slow turn and not get taken out? Right, let's just try and take a little bit of a wider line, slow it down, not too much on the back brake, and turn it in. Oh god, just don't seem to carry the same speed that I used to be able to take around these turns on MotoGP 17. It's just something I'm going to have to get used to. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, guys. I am struggling with the Pro Physics under braking. I don't know what it is. It just feels very, very uneasy. Just a little bit too much on the back brake and you lose that rear end so easy. It is an absolute minefield. You're really going to have to practice on this game, and I think once you get to the more powerful bikes it's only going to get more difficult, but I'm going to try and stick with it, and hopefully I will get a little bit more experience and a little bit more feeling on that braking when I adjust my controller, because I'm going to adjust the sensitivity. And at the moment we're just managing to maintain this lead. Right, let's get nicely turned in right onto the apex there, and again we just overrun it again, just not, because I'm just not feeling the brakes. I'm not braking enough and it's causing me so many issues. Right, we go into lap 3, still leading the race, but we've got rider right behind us and we're not managing to pull away at all. Right, again that back end is all over the place under braking, but we just managed to get it nicely turned in, and we're going to run it up the hill. We've got to try and get away from second if we can. Right, let's see if we can get around this slow corner a little bit quicker. We need to get a little bit more breathing space. Right, slow it down, not too hard, turn it in, and again that wasn't too bad. Still not as fast as I know I can do it, but we're just doing enough at the moment, and we're just managing to hold off the two bikes that are sitting right behind us. But I think he's going to get a little bit of slipstream. I can see the marker. Is he going to come up the inside? Let's try and get a little bit tighter into here. Again, be really careful on the brakes, and he's going to try and get up the inside. Just blocked him off there, and he's going to probably make another attempt into this turn. Let's just try and keep some nice tight lines through here. And that's not bad, and I just saw him just whiz behind me there. I don't know whether did he go flying off the circuit there, or did he just go a little bit wider? He just went past really, really quickly there. Right, just hold it, and when we get the bike turned upright, we'll have a quick look behind us just to make sure. Yes, he's still behind us, and let's get nicely turned in here. Get nice and tight. Oh, that's not too bad. Stand it up. Let's try and stay off the curb through this section. This is where we made up a second in the qualifying, and that was much smoother through that last corner. Right, so we've got one more lap. Can we hold on to this? We're just holding on by the skin of our teeth, but we're doing okay. We have made a few errors, but this game is a lot more challenging. The AI do not give you any chance to make a mistake. Again, we've gone onto the curb there, but just managed to hold it. But we have just lost some ground. This is what we didn't want to do on the last lap. What you're doing, Gooner, let's try and keep those smooth lines if we can. Right, we've got to nail this one here. Can't afford any slip-ups. Right, let's just take a wider line. Ooh, that didn't feel very good, but it didn't come off. But I think it was very, very close for losing that rear end there. I mean, if it was raining on this circuit in this race today, I think I just wouldn't have been able to do it. I just think I'm not even sure what rain is like on this game yet, but I'm not looking forward to it. If this is what it's like in the dry on these physics, in the wet is going to be horrendous. Right, let's just see if we can hold on to this. Coming to the last few corners, can we get another win in this Red Bull Rookie Championship? I can see the marker, he is very close behind us. He's going to go for it, I just know it. Right, let's keep it nice and tight around here. God, we just hesitate there. Try and flip it over, keep it nice and tight on the apex there. Just trying to keep those lines nice and smooth, and he's right behind us. Oh, he's going to go up the inside. Here he comes. Is he going to go for it in this turn? Ooh, Oh, I think he just backed off, but we got nicely tight into there, onto the curve. Oh my God, the back end kicked up again. Don't muck that last corner up. And it's just going to be a run to the line. I don't think he's going to get us, or is he? He's going to get off slipstream. No, he backed off. I think he just backed off because he thought he was going to run into me. And we took another win. Oh boy, that was close. I seriously had to grind that one out. That was so close. I was not comfortable the entire race. I do believe I didn't check the settings. I will do that in the next race because I made adjustments and the bike just felt totally different to the qualifying session. It was really difficult in those turns, and under braking it was just awful. I really did struggle, but we got through it. Now we move on to the next race. I can't remember what circuit's next, but we will go into the hub to check out what's coming next. It's going to be difficult, so we've got 2 more rounds I do believe, and then we move up to Moto 3, which is going to be an even greater challenge. So let's get straight to it now, guys. So here we go. Next up is Misano in San Marino. Now I absolutely love this circuit, so I'm hoping for a good one here. So let's get straight into the qualifying. Seriously, the AI are so aggressive on this game. He almost had me off down the outside there. Right, last couple of corners. Can we get a decent time on the board? We're still only sitting in 25th with just over 13 minutes to go. This has been an awful qualifying in the wet around one of my favourite circuits. It's showing how difficult this game is. Right, that's not a bad last run through that last corner. What time are we going to get? 14th? Are you serious? Right, so we're going to have to go another lap. Our times are just not good enough. Ooh, that was close through that turn. Right, last corner. This has got to be our fastest lap of the race. It felt a lot better, but we didn't get a fastest time at any of the sectors. Are we going to get a faster time? We've dropped down to 15th as well, over the finish line, and we take 5th. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Under braking again. Seriously, this game is tough. Right, so we got to the end of the qualifying session and we struggled in the wet, guys, and for once the AI performed a little bit better, so we took 6th in the end. It's going to be a challenging race. Not looking forward to this one, even though I love the circuit. Let's just get straight into it and keep our fingers crossed.
Greetings from the Marco Simoncelli World Circuit in Misano, where the San Marino Grand Prix is about to begin. The skies over the track are clear enough at the moment, but the asphalt is still wet, so the riders will probably race with rain tyres. Here we are live from the starting grid, where all the riders have taken their places on the starting grid. Riders are deep in concentration, with just a few seconds to go until this San Marino Grand Prix begins.
Right, so here we go with the San Marino Grand Prix around the Marco Simoncelli circuit. Can we get a good start in these wet conditions? We turn all the assist off. We are going to spin up and just try and feed the power on. That wasn't too bad. We actually got off the mark really quick. Can we get a little bit of slipstream into that first turn? Let's see if we can just go up the inside. Oh, we got side by side, but can we turn it into that next left-hander? Keep it nice and steady. The suspension is all over the place at the moment. I can feel it not liking that turn, but we're just managing to hold on to it. Please don't come off. Right, slow it down as we're leading the Grand Prix early on here. What a start that was. We just took a risk. Turn it over and try and smooth through this turn as well, and you can see there is still a lot of ground water on the circuit, and we've managed to get away, not by much, but there was only 0.3 between the top 10 racers, so it was a very close qualifying. Right, slow it down. This turn can be very challenging. Are they going to come up the inside? Are we just managing just to power out nicely? Actually, that was a decent corner there, but they have caught some ground on me. I'm expecting them to come up the inside here. I got shoved out here quite a few times in the qualifying. Let's just take a wider line, and there you go. I knew that was going to happen, and we just got forced out, but we got a decent pace around that turn. Can we get any slipstream and get in the inside? Because we need to be in the inside for this turn, so we can take a decent pace through here, try and hold the speed. As you can see, there's still quite a lot of water on the circuit, so we're going to have to be really careful on to brake in, and we don't want to come off. Slow it down, being really smooth on the brakes there, just tapping it here and there, and again nicely turned in. not the quickest, but we're going to have to be really careful until we get about 2 or 3 laps into the race, where I think the circuit will dry up as it's not actually raining. Hopefully we can start really trying to get away from the pack, but at the moment we've got them right behind us and we're under pressure, and we just managed to get through that turn nicely. Right, so we're over the finish line. That's the first lap out of the way, and what a start to the race. That's one of the best starts we've had so far in the game. We just took a risk to get in that inside, and we've managed to hold on to it ever since. But are we going to be able to finish in this place? And that wasn't very good through there, just took a little bit too much speed, and again the suspension is not liking those turns. I tried quite a lot to adjust them, but again I'm just finding the adjustments on these bikes, it's not really benefiting me at all. I just can't get the balance, and again just turning and changing direction, it just does not feel very good. This is something that I'm going to have to learn. I used to be good with setups on the bikes, but I think this game is just totally different on this Unreal Engine 4. It's something that I'm going to have to just take loads of time to practice and get the balance right. But I suppose once we get onto the Moto 3, we're going to be able to upgrade certain parts of the bike, and on the Red Bull Rookies we can only adjust the suspension, and that's probably where the problem is. It could be down to the brakes, it could be down to the tyres, it could be down to so many different factors which we cannot change on these bikes. And again, that was nicely done through there. We're starting to feel a little bit better now. Hopefully we can just maintain this pace. Right, as you can see, the circuit is starting to dry up right onto the curb there. Just try and carry the speed through these turns, slow it down, really gentle on the brakes, because we did lose the rear end through that corner at least 2 or 3 times in that qualifying session. Right, that wasn't too bad through there. Let's just try and keep these turns really smooth, trying to back off the brakes and just using the power and try and get for those turns as quick as possible. Right, let's just try and turn it nicely, nice and smooth again, not too hard on the turn as well, and we go into lap 3 still in the lead. This is not bad. I'm really enjoying this race so far. Alright, let's keep it nice and steady through there, and let's try and be better through these turns than we did on the previous lap, and just try and be a bit smoother on, and just bring the power on slowly, because that's not going to make the bike react too bad on the turn. Right, let's slow it down, just using a little bit more front brake into that turn, get it nicely turned in. As soon as we get nice and tight onto the apex, then we can just flip it over and then smoothly put the power on again. And again, that was nicely done, and we're just managing to hold the lead. But it looks like Carlos behind us is going to make an attempt to get past, because he's just building up a bit of speed. It's just a matter of when is he going to take a chance, and I've just seen him come into my camera view. I thought he was going to run straight into me there, but he's probably going to make another attempt in this turn. Last time we went a little bit wider and gave him the opportunity, and again we've done it again, but can we get a good run? And I can see the markers, there's 2 riders quite close behind, but again we've got through there okay. So we're coming towards the end of the 3rd lap. Can we get another win here in San Marino, around one of my favourite circuits I've ever raced on any MotoGP game? It is fantastic. If there was one circuit in real life I would want to race around on my bike, it's this one. I absolutely love it. Right, let's slow it down, get nicely turned in, and just gently, oh god, we just put the power on a little bit too early there, and you can see with how the suspension reacts, that's nice and tight onto the apex through there. Last corner, and then we've got one more lap to go, but as you can see the circuit is starting to dry up in a lot of places. Oh god, we took a little bit too much pace through there, but you can get away with it. Over the finish line, one more lap. Are we going to be able to win this one? We're going to try our best. Now if you want to loads of people keep asking me what I think of the game. There is loads of things I do like about the game, but there is a few things that have annoyed me. I am going to do some sort of review at some point, guys, and go through all the things that I think they need to improve and change, and some of the things that I think they have improved and I'm really enjoying. So I will do that, so don't worry, guys. Right, that was nicely done through there. Now it's drying up. I feel like I can take a little bit more speed through those turns, but we've also got a few other riders that can do the same, and it looks like they're going to make an attempt to get past. Let's just try and hold those lines nice and tight. We can't give them any chance to get past. No mistakes. because if we make a mistake, it's bye-bye, because we will lose a lot of places because there's a massive group behind us. Right, let's see if we can keep this a little bit tighter this time. Oh, we just overrun it and accelerate out that turn nice and steady. Yes, and we stand the bike up, and we have got a tiny bit of breathing space, not a lot. I don't think this race has been as quick as qualifying, because I think the wet conditions at the start probably slowed us down, but yeah, it hasn't been a bad pace. Right, that's not too bad. Just overrun that slightly. You can get away with that. Into the turn, keeping it nice and tight. Oh god, that was a little bit too tight. And we're coming to the last couple of corners. Let's not muck it up here. Right, last one. Are they going to try and take an opportunity to get past? Or are we going to just manage to hold on to? Let's keep that right onto the apex. Stand the bike up. And oh, it's going to be close, but I think we're just going to take it. Yes, we do. Oh my god. Again, we really had to grind another race out. Right, so that brings us to the end of another race, guys, and another 25 points. Now, we've got one more race before we step up to Moto 3, and that means that we get the opportunity to select a team to race with. Now, I'm going to do that in the next episode. So we've got Aragon in Spain for the final race of the Red Bull Rookie Championship, and then we start our Moto 3 career. Let me know in the comments below what team you'd like me to race with. It's going to have to be a good one, and we're going to have to concentrate on upgrades. I'll try and learn a little bit more on the adjustments to the bike. I will share all of that with you guys. Thank you so much for everyone that supported the series so far. I will see you very, very soon. So thank you, and see you in the next episode.